Good morning, ma'am. This is Shivra Islampur. Today, I want to explain on the topic of electronic defense. Electronic defense refers to the electronic components and systems that are specially designed for technological superiority in nation defense. These electronic solutions are developed by multidisciplinary teams of engineers in collaboration with commercial and academic counterparts. Let's try to understand this topic. Understanding how to use electromagnetic spectrum, for example, localizing transmitters, identifying unknown signals, and how to misuse the electromagnetic spectrum, for example, jamming communications, falsifying positioning informations, the specialty of TNO Electronic Defense Department. Let's try to know about electronic warfare. Is an action involving the use of electromagnetic spectrum or direct energy to control the spectrum, attack an enemy, or impede enemy assaults. The purpose of electronic warfare is to deny the opponent advantage of and ensure friendly unimpeded access to the EM spectrum. EW can be applied for sea, air, land, and or space by manned and unmanned systems and can target communications, radar, or other military and civilian assets. Any military action involving the use of electromagnetic and directed energy to control the electromagnetic spectrum or to attack the enemy, also called EW, electronic warfare. The three major subdivisions with electronic warfare are electronic attack, electronic protection, and electronic warfare support. Electronic attack, the division of electronic warfare involving the use of the electromagnetic energy, directed energy, or anti-radiation weapons to attack personal facilities or equipment with the intent of degrading, neutralizing, or destroying enemy combat capability and is considered a form of fights. Electronic defense is working on technologies to minimize magnetic signatures in order to remain imperceptible to magnetic influence mines or magnetic sensors or maritime patrol vessels, frigates, or drones, which is one of the most important way for a submarine to stay convert. Let us know about working at electronic defense. You are often looking for a new enthusiastic employees and we are looking always offering unique internships. The nature of our work makes that most of our projects are classified, but if you like to know more, we welcome you to come and talk us. Currently, we are looking for people with the following backgrounds and expertise join our research work, and the backgrounds are applied physics, electrical engineer expertise. And let's know about radar electronic warfare. Radar systems have been used in military operations ever since the 1930s. Consequently, armies, navies, and air forces have conducted radar electronic warfare to deny protest against and or exploit the advisory use of radar system. Over this period, EW techniques have changed considerably following and anticipating the evolution of radar systems. Denying the opponent the use of radar systems is a critical factor in gaining information superiority and consequently has served impact on the situational awareness of the advisory. This is about the radar electronic warfare, and let's know about areas of expertise. Electronic defense covers spectrum operations in the electromagnetic environment. This requires knowledge of the entire electromagnetic spectrum. As the essence of our work and the physics involved differ substantially throughout the applications domain in the spectrum. The department is divided in four distinct technology schools. They are electromagnetic signatures, radar electronic warfare, communications electronic warfare, and electro optical systems and warfare. We know about radar electronic warfare. Warfare to deny, protest against, exploit the advisory use of radar systems. And let's know about electromagnetic signatures. An electromagnetic signatures of a military platform is one of the most important issues with respect to the platform's defectability ability to remain undetected and to its susceptibility ability to remain hit free. Signatures are a measure of the re-radiated emissions in a certain wavelength and have therefore significant importance on detection, classification and identification by advisory sensor systems and on hit probability in a potential engaged phase. Let's know about digital electronic warfare. With modern electronic warfare, systems required to cope with the unpredicted growth in electromagnetic transmissions across the electromagnetic spectrum, traditional systems are now suffering from unparalleled saturation, which reduces the probability of accurate threat detection. The need to protect against complex and diverse threats that exploit the EMS is more critical than ever. Let's know about digital electronic warfare. With modern electronic warfare, systems required to cope with the unprecedented growth in electromagnetic transmissions across the electromagnetic spectrum. Traditional systems are now suffering from unparalleled saturation, which reduces the probability of accurate threat detection. Electronic warfare detects, interrupts, controls, or disrupts signals in the electromagnetic spectrum, typically radar, radio, or infrared transmissions to protect military assets from potential threats. Opening in three ways: EW range from passively providing situational awareness to detecting and actively disabling enemy transitions of threats. Electronic support: sensing EM activity, information activities, and cyber measures to detect threats. Electronic protection: safeguarding EM activity, defense activities, and cyber measures to neutralize threats. Electromagnetic attack: preventing threatening EM activity. EW reinverted see everything through the noise. Across land, sea, and air, situational awareness and insight now drive global superiority in defense. In any development, controlling and mining the electromagnetic spectrum for information is a primary objective. Both and strategic decisions depend on it, but as bandwidth becomes ever more congested, the technical challenges faced by detection equipment are immense. There are three basic types of electronic warfare: passive electronic support measures (ESM), active electronic counter measures (ECM), anti-ECM electronic counter countermeasures (ECCM). There are two basic ESM: electronic intelligence (ELINT). Electronic intelligence primarily decided to the in- interruption and analysis of radar emissions from surveillance, fire control, or missile guidance radars, and is often allied to an ECM systems to provide protection from this. Communication intelligence COMINT. Communication intelligence, as the name implies, it intended for the interruption of communications, whether by voice or data link. Both ELINT and COMIT. And let's try to know about electronic intelligence ELINT. For platform protection, ELINT is vital in that it provides not only direction finding but also analysis of the incoming signals to provide immediate warning of third radars, including sur- surveillance, fire control, targeting, and missile guidance systems. Signals for radar systems are intercepted by a warning receiver and are analyzed by associate process to give a wide range of parameters, including directions, type of radar, frequency, agility, pulse, reception frequency, PRF and PRF type. And let us know about also communication intelligence, COMINT. Communication intelligence provides both interception, direction finding, and analysis of hostile transmissions, primarily to assess the movements and intentions of the opposing forces. Analyzing of the signal provides much valuable information of the intention for command and control purpose, and the most recent systems provide the operator with the ability to detect and analyze unusual and complex signals as well as the normal interception and DF facilities. Let's know about what is EW. EW just means electronic warfare is not strictly electronic, hence it's not conducted using electrons, rather it's electromagnetic and uses the entire range of electromagnetic spectrum as shown. Because of this, some people also call it electromagnetic warfare. During World War II, Sir Winston Churchill coined the words Wizard War and Battle of Beams. However, the most accepted term for this field of applied science is electronic warfare. Electronic circuits are of course used in EW equipment. Electronic support measures. Electronic support measures is the division of electronic warfare which involves actions taken to search for, intercept, locate, record and analyze radiated electromagnetic energy for the purpose of exploiting such radiations to support military operations. Thus, ESM is for the purpose of exploiting such as radiations to military operations. ESM is an important source of EW information to carry out electronic countermeasures and electronic countermeasures. ESM involves in general gathering of EW information through electronic intelligence, ELINT communications intelligence, COMINT and ESM receivers. Let's know about communication intelligence, COMINT. This is defined as intelligence derived from potentially hostile communications by persons other than the intended recipients. COMINT receives directed against communications transmissions are similar in concept to those who designed to interrupt radar transmissions, non-communications collections of to, of to of electronic data using ELINT or ESM non-receivers, except that the different approach is required to accommodate the communication signal structure. Communication systems generally operate on discrete channels, are relatively powerful, employ wide beam antennas with poor side lobes, are used modulated continuous wave transmissions to avoid jamming, encryption and frequency hopping. Hence, changing frequency randomly transmissions are normally used. These all are the topics of electronic defense. I hope I explained good, and thank you, ma'am.